what's happening musically in your life right now? What's this year going to be like?
Well, I just came here from recordings. We recorded for my new band CyHra in Sweden, in Gothenburg. That's going to be out in fall. It features former In Flames members and Jesper and Peter from In Flames, formerly In Flames, and Jake from Amaranthe. And that's going to be out on Universal Records October, November, I guess.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I'll be touring with Timo Tolkki, Rhapsody, Stratovarius.
Yeah, Stratovarius. Yeah.
And that's that, and then a little here and there.
Yeah. Okay. Clinics.
Yeah.
What's your approach to clinics? What's the most important message you have to convey to those who attend your clinics?
That's a very good question. A few years back, it was all about advanced drummers and really helping people like to make that jump from like, okay, I know what I'm doing, but I want to get like more insight, or I want to have new concepts and stuff. But I actually nowadays I keep shifting my attention more and more again to younger drummers, because I just see the importance. You have to. The most important thing is to have kids in the audience and to show them how great that instrument is. You know, how much fun it is to play drums, and so that's why I try to. It's always this thin line. You don't want to make it too technical and too insider, but it also should not be boring for somebody advanced. So I'm trying to hit that middle. So to me, I have a couple of things that have helped me for real, and mostly, to be honest, it's nothing that I came up with on my own. It's like I cannot take credit for it. It's mostly Gary Chaffee, his patterns books and his whole linear approach and everything. But again, if they don't know it, and I'm not claiming it's like my stuff, I'm telling, I got this straight from the books and stuff. But
and this is what it did for me.
What it did for me, and to introduce people, and especially metal drummers, who are very focused just on singles up and down. To show them, no, there's so much more you can do with the instrument. You should really try to get this stuff happening. Some of the most important rudiments happen, some independence, a little bit of styles. To be able to play a little bit of jazz, a little bit of Latin, you know, to you know, get a bigger outlook on the instrument. So this is what I'm trying. And then I have sort of my thing, but which is also very similar to Thomas Lang, Mark Minimum, or anybody else. I have my own system of numbers. Like I have numbers assigned to certain licks in my head. So if you tell me play 5 or something, I have 1 or 2 things I might do with 5 immediately. Same goes for 7, 8, any number, and then any number bigger, you can just combine them. And then you can just play anything on top of anything. And that alone gives you work for 10 lifetimes if you want.
Yeah, because it's modular. You can change modules.
You can expand it, you can change modules, you can do what Gary Chaffee called stacking. Okay, like you probably know that, like, you know, shifting them, like instead of going A, B, A, B, go to A, B, B, A, you know. And it's endless. And it's eye-opening, because it's to us that's easy stuff, like as a concept, easy. But to somebody who just thinks compounds, like right hand, right foot, left hand, right hand together, and then that stuff can be like, wow, you know. And that's what it did for me when I was a kid. You know, taking the Chaffee stuff like this. Wow. It's amazing what you can do with an instrument, you know. So I'm trying to get that across. But then of course there's always people asking me about foot technique and stuff, and of course I tell them what I can tell them, but I think that's always a little bit hard because there's no magic pill.
It's very individual.
Yeah, that's it. It's very individual, and it comes down to practice, you know. And that's the thing. I can't explain linear concepts and stuff, and somebody can go home and 3-4 days later play some nice linear things that they never played before in their life. But I cannot tell somebody, you move your foot like this and that, and 4 days later they play 200 ppm. That just takes work. Work and work and work. So I know a lot of people, they want the magic pill. You just cannot give it to them because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but of course, if you meet a person like that, you know immediately they're not cut out for this, because
Of course, in a way. But on the other hand, it is a human thing. You wish it existed.
Of course. Of course.
But you just have to accept that it isn't. And that's the thing. You have to find. That's a very big one. You have to find the joy in the way. You have to realize that it's not about a goal. But this took me very long. And that's whatever. We're talking like a few years back at most that I realized this. I always thought it was about getting somewhere. And I just realized recently, I will never get anywhere because my mind is always 10 steps ahead. I'm arriving somewhere and I already know, okay, that's that, but it's...
Thinking about the goal, you're always frustrated because you're always far from it.
You will never reach it.
Yeah, of course, you have to set goals for yourselves.
Exactly, but then you have to understand that the fun should be in just working towards them. It's not about reaching them. That is as if life was about dying. Life is about living. What you do up until then.
But
it took me so long to understand that. You would not believe it.
Given the fact that, well, same thing for me. Given the fact that it's never just that one day on the first of whatever year it is, I've mastered, the swivel technique. I can do 250 or whatever. It's like one day you just realize it's happened already.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
You don't know it along the way.
No, of course.
It's just one day you do it and suddenly you're just doing it.
Of course.
That's the way it works.
Of course. And Exactly.
So it is, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's all about the way, the journey.
Yeah. And you have to learn to enjoy that, but it's the hardest thing to come to that conclusion, or at least it was for me.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on that, because still to me it's like you work on your stuff, and it's easier to drive yourself crazy with it too. But you need you need to learn to enjoy it. That's it.
We've probably already discussed this next question a bit, but maybe you can expand on that. What do you get out of drums? What does the instrument do to you?
Okay, it's another very good question. It's those really important things in life, you actually realize them when they're not there. And that's what happens for me with drums. It's I get a lot of joy when I'm playing and practicing, and I know I have to do it, but I really understand how much I need it and what kind of joy it gives me if I just don't do it for 4 or 5 days, which rarely ever happens. But it's such a part of my life and of what I'm doing that I just need it. I need to do it. It drives me crazy if I can't do it.
Right.
And so it's stupid in a way, but that's what it does. I need to do it. It's just there. It's of course it gives me a lot of fun and pleasure in my life, but it's more like I just gotta do it. But and there's another interesting thing. Lately, I'm trying to find some sort of or I'm finding some sort of meditational value to practicing more and more the older I get. Like just to have an exercise going through it and just get lost in it. I had it when I was a kid. I lost it a little bit on the way, and now I managed to get a little bit back to it. It's very nice.
Yeah, good. Okay, most